Hello, my name is Nahounha. I'm the founder of the Nahounha Haven for Minority Women Incorporated. Here, we strive every day to empower, to celebrate, and to protect single Black mothers. In today's video, we'll be discussing something very integral to achieving the highest quality of life for all moms. And that, my good friends, is education. How many times have you heard this person was doing so well in their studies and they were headed for success and they got pregnant and they had to put those studies on hold? That is a common story we hear when we talk to single mothers. Today, I really want to talk about the importance of not letting your education fall to the back burner. And if you have, let this video be your sign to pick your education back up. First and foremost, you owe it to yourself to achieve everything you can, to put yourself in the best possible position for any opportunities that might come your way. So yes, while it is important to take care of your responsibilities when it comes to your child or children, it is also important for you to go to school, get the education that you need to further your career, to further the way that you think, the ideals that you have. It's also important to get the degree, to get the higher level education. In this video, really, we're focusing on a bachelor's degree. It's super important to get it because that could be the deciding factor between the doors opening for certain opportunities and the opposite, right? So we always want to put ourselves in the best possible position. I was inspired to create this video because lately in the news, we've been hearing about certain organizations, really in the tech industry, where they are deciding, some of those companies, to not let bachelor's degree be the entry point, right? So the requirements won't be, a bachelor's degree in science and engineering and so on and so forth. And there are other companies in other industries that also are going down that route of, not requiring a bachelor's degree. Also, now we're really heading towards the point, hopefully, where the colleges are making a college education, be it the undergraduate bachelor's level degree, free of cost or affordable, right? And when you hear something like that, some people might believe, right? Some people might get the misconception that if a college education were to become free, be it just for the bachelor's degree, we're not talking about master's degrees here, that a bachelor's degree would then lose its value. And today I'm here to really dispel that. I think that bachelor's degrees should be free. And I believe that you as a single mother should go after your bachelor's degree. It will be in your advantage to further your education to achieve that bachelor's degree. So to the first point, while some companies might say that, moving forward or starting in such and such year, we are going to make a bachelor's degree the entry point to the entry-level positions in our establishments, I think that it's still important for you as a single mother to get your bachelor's degree, because going to your interviews for this position in this specific field, you might encounter interviewers who still, despite what the company is saying, your interviewers might still put value on a candidate who has a bachelor's degree. So you as a single mother would have it in your advantage if you were to have that degree in hand. To the second point, just because something is free does not mean that it isn't valuable. I believe the fight to make bachelor's degrees free of cost It's something that we all deserve. We all should be able to get a bachelor's degree without thinking, you know, once I'm done with this bachelor's degree, I'm gonna have, you know, tens of thousands of dollars in debt, depending on whether or not you can pay the tuition while you're in school. I think having that burden of I might not be able to pay for bachelor's might discourage some. And so if it were to become free, it would still be valuable. You should still go after your bachelor's degree, because in the end, it could make all the difference in the kinds of opportunities you're able to apply for, you're able to secure, and it could make that difference in your overall pay in the long run. Even if you don't know exactly what field you want to end up in, even if you don't know how you're going to make a bachelor's degree, incorporate a bachelor's degree into whatever visions you have for your future career, still go on, apply, attend, do the best that you can, and graduate with as high of a GPA as you can, so that you can have the degree in your back pocket when it's time to go. And you have the added bonus of when you get to college, even if you go into college or you matriculate into college for a certain degree, a certain study, when you're in school, between those first 2 years, you can pivot. You can decide, okay, well, I thought that this was going to be for me. I'm seeing now that I'm more interested in this field, so I'm going to pivot into studies for here. And so by second year, you should have already done certain electives, and you could still make that choice to go to study something else, get a degree in something else. At least get into college so you can give yourself the opportunity to broaden your horizons, to understand more of what your passions are, what you want to learn, what field you want to go into in the future. My third point here is, I'm sure, as you should, as a single mother, you are expressing to your child or to your children how important education is. And so if you're doing that, you should also pursue higher education, pursue the highest degree possible to you and your circumstances. Bachelor's degree should be your minimum requirement, because when you tell your children, go this way, put education first, it would be more helpful for them. It would be more inspiring to your children to see their mother go after that same goal, to go after that higher education that she's pushing so fervently upon them, right? So to tell your child, this is the value of education, it's so valuable to your life, it will open up so many doors for you. It would be good for you to show them, you see, here, I got my bachelor's degree, I worked hard for it, I earned it, and you can do the same, right? So living by example is another point, another positive for why you should decide to go to college and get your bachelor's degree. The fourth point that I want to make to push you more in the direction of going to complete your education, to pursue higher education, is that education is one of the only things that no one can take away from you. You should always have and acquire things that no one in this world is able to take away from you. Once you go to school, you work hard, you earn that degree, no institution, no one person, no system can take that degree away from you. And so you should decide, yes, I want this thing for myself that no one can take away from me. To go further into this point, I would like to discuss the types of people you will encounter. As you might already have experienced, or you know, as a single mother, as a Black single mother, you will encounter people who will come into your life with the goal of making you feel less than, with the goal of making you feel like you are not intelligent, that you are unable to learn, or you're unable to think for yourself, make decisions for yourself and your child, and they, with the hopes that by making you feel less than, by making you feel like you are not educated enough, that you should automatically default all your decision making for yourself and your child onto them and what they believe. And that, my friend, is absolutely wrong. You are intelligent, you're smart, you're knowledgeable, you are the expert in your life. You know what you need, you know what your child needs, you know exactly what you need to get or who you need to get to, the connections you need to make in order to reach whatever it is you need to secure your family. Your decision making for you and your child is your power. Do not, under any circumstance, give your power away to anyone. And I might add, if you ever encounter people who make you, when you leave them or you speak with them, they make you feel like less than, they make you feel like you cannot make decisions on your own, they want you to submit to their way of thinking about your life, I encourage you to cut those people out of your life, because you're the expert on your life. You know what you need. You can think for yourself. You must trust yourself, your instincts, the knowledge that you've already acquired. Trust yourself that you will make the right decision for yourself, given the knowledge that you have, given your current circumstances. If you and the person you conceive this child with are, let's say, in a custody battle, always remember, while it's possible, while you guys are battling for custody, you're always thinking you're fighting for your child, you're fighting to keep your child, to have access to your child, whatever it may be. While keeping your child might be the decision that's being deliberated upon by a judge or whomever in the court is making that decision, having a higher level of education, having a bachelor's degree in whatever field it is, will help you in that fight. Knowing that while you're still fighting for your child, you do have this degree that no one can take away from you. You do have the knowledge that you've acquired while trying to attain that degree that you can apply to whatever the circumstances are surrounding your custody battle. Some of what you learned in college might be what you can lean on in times of uncertainty to make decisions, to reassure yourself on how whatever the outcome will be in whatever circumstances you find yourself in as a young single Black mother. What I'm saying here is that your education, higher education, is so important because it helps to reassure you in times of uncertainty. It helps to ground you in the knowledge that you know, so that you're not completely dependent upon feelings and emotions. Whatever facts may be presented, you know that you can lean on knowledge that you've had, and you can lean on the way that you process the information that you are giving and the information that you're receiving. The next point I want to make is that education, higher education, is one of the fastest ways to elevate the quality of your life. In my opinion, going through the process, those 4 years in college where you're pursuing a bachelor's degree, you will learn so many things that you were not taught in high school. One of the most beautiful things that you learn in college is how to think. Especially if you come from inner city public school systems, this might not be something that you're taught. There are a lot of things you're not taught when you come from that school background, and so it's so important not just to finish your education at high school, but to take it up further into college, because that's where you learn to think. That's where you meet professors who, no matter what their political stances are, they will be able to teach you new ways of thinking, new ways of of gathering information, new ways of processing information. These are vital life skills, especially for the society that we live in and the times that we're living in. I believe as a single mother, it's so important to be able to make up your own mind about whatever information you're hearing, about whatever is going on in the news, in the world. For example, currently there is a war in the Middle East with Israel and Gaza. There is genocide going on in certain countries in Africa. Haiti is going through what they're calling gang activity, but to me it looks more so like organized crime at its highest level, when there is a group of gang leaders who have infiltrated really all the systems of a country. You know, they've infiltrated all the systems of a country. They have accumulated so much influence and power within that country that they have managed to make the leader of the country step down from his office. This to me seems like more than just gang activity, but those are the types of things that's going on in present day 2024. And so you as a single mother, it is so important that you position yourself in a sense where you can find information. You can find information from reputable sources, and you can find it from a number of reputable sources, trustworthy information, where you can, you know, put the information that you're getting on whatever is going on in the world together from different sources and make up your own mind about what it is you believe, how it is you feel, and how you will move forward, and the direction your family will go in, given what's going on around you politically, socially, culturally. You have to be able to make up your own mind about these things in the world. You cannot listen to the people around you, family members, friends. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, which is why it's so important for you to know how to get to your opinion and not just default to everything you're hearing around you. You as a single mother, that's one of your responsibilities as well. Because however it is you are moving in life and the decisions you're making because of the information you're getting, your child is watching you. They're listening to you. They're seeing how you move in the world. And those same ideals will inevitably go on to them because that's what they're seeing growing up. Being able to do what I just mentioned will help you get a better understanding of who you are, of what you're passionate about. That being exposed to different professors who have different opinions. These are people who've studied the specific work for years and years and acquired even higher levels of education to be able to teach in that level. Being able to network with people who are interested in higher education, that puts you in a different level. Those are so important to development, to you being able to develop your ideals that will guide your ethics, that will guide what you value, what you will put your resources towards in the future, how you will elevate your family. Going to school for 4 years, attaining your bachelor's degree will help you understand what you're passionate about for work and for leisure, what you should value, the types of people you want in your inner circle, the sorts of organizations that stimulate your mind, the sorts of organizations that are doing the work that you cherish, that you believe is important in the current, that you want to push forward. Ultimately, what I'm saying is, going to college, pursuing higher education will have a huge impact on how you raise your children for the better. So go pursue that bachelor's degree. Let me pause here and say, it's never too late to go back to school. It's never too late to finish your education. It's never too late to keep learning more and keep adding more knowledge and more information into your toolbox. It is never too late. No matter what your circumstances are, no matter what your resources are, find a way. As single mothers, one thing we know how to do well is finding ways to secure our family. One of the best ways you can secure your family is by being more informed, by having higher education, by putting yourself in places where you can network with people who are going above and beyond and achieving great things. And college is exactly the place to do that. So do not listen to the noise. Don't listen to any other person that makes you feel like you cannot do it anymore, that you cannot achieve greatness in school. You can, and you should pursue your higher education. And here I'm going to add an article I found from the New York City Census in 2016 that talks about the employment trends. Between 2010 and 2016, the following 3 industries experienced the highest level of job market growth. That means more jobs were added into these 3 industries: healthcare, accommodation and food services, and professional services. The growth by borough happened from the highest level to the least in this order. Number 1 was Manhattan, number 2 was Brooklyn, number 3 was Queens, number 4 was Bronx, number 5 was Staten Island. So the article also goes on to discuss some things that I believe is very important. For example, they talked about the people in those industries make median $50K annually, right? And what I think is important for us, why I bring up those statistics, is because making the decision to go to college is a big decision, because there is a factor that is there that will affect your life, the quality of your life, and your child's life, because there is a financial factor currently. You have to pay for school, whether that's working through school and paying as you go, or taking loans to pay your way through and then paying back those loans once you've graduated. When you're applying for school, you should always consider the market that you want to go into and what degree it will take to get in there, right? So, and how much money that specific field, that specific industry can generate you having that degree, right? To really have like a cost-effective outlook on what degree you want to pursue, so that you can think about what kind of money you're going to make in the future to be able to pay back those loans, which most of us will have to take the loan of loans. One of the things I believe should inform the decision on which degree, which bachelor's degree you pursue, is a living wage. To me, what I believe is a living wage is the amount of money you need to be able to meet your needs, your physiological needs. You're securing a home, whether it's a rental or you owning, securing your necessities, food, water, shelter, clothing, and everything that your child needs as well. Plus the money you will need for bills and taking care of you and your necessities and your self-care, as well as your child's extracurricular activities and any other responsibilities you might have. Let's say if you want to go into business for yourself, right? Which would make the cost even higher. But putting business aside for yourself, like entrepreneurial aspects of it, putting that aside, just your physiological needs and your child's physiological needs, how much money will you need? Well, simply put, as it is currently, to be able to have an appointment to speak to a rental property owner about getting an apartment, you need to be making, I believe it's like 40 times the rent or some high or even higher. So when I did the math, it was something along the lines of a person needs to be earning about 61K annually to be able to comfortably sit down and have a meeting, or for them to even call you to have a meeting to speak about getting an apartment in a regular building, right? So we're not talking about like New York City Housing Authority here. We're talking about like a regular building owned by a property owner. To be able to for them to even give you an appointment to come and see or take a look at an apartment, you would have to meet their calculator. They have a specific calculator, and you need to be earning about $61,000 a year to meet with them. Or else, I believe you'll have to like show that you can have someone co-sign with you that can, together with your income and their income, surpasses like that $61,000 mark. Right? And so if the median cost for like some of these entry-level positions is $50,000 or lower, in my opinion, those jobs aren't very good at helping you to reach that living wage requirement, right? Because then you would have to get a second job to be able to get to that $61,000 mark, so that you can go and see an apartment and speak to someone about an apartment, right? For them to actually consider you as a viable candidate for their apartment. And so as a single mother, in order to really have a good quality of life and to ensure that you can be able to take care of your child as you should properly take care of your child, it is just not feasible, and it should not be an expectation for any woman who has a child, who has a young child at that, to have to work 2 jobs and then come home to a well, now would be third shift of homemaking, child rearing, child raising. That is just not feasible, and the quality of life decreases, in my opinion, there, because you should be able to have a balance, a work-life balance, where you have one job that gives you a living wage. You have gainful employment, which means not only do you meet that $61,000 mark for being able to be considered for an apartment for yourself and your child, but you can also pay every other necessity you have, every other, all the self-care things you need to, all the bills, everything should be covered by that one wage that you're making, by that one living wage that you're making from your one job. And then so that the other time, the other hours in your day outside of work can be dedicated to your home life, taking care of your child, yourself, and your home. To reiterate, when you're considering what degree to pursue for college, think about how much it is expected that the people who have this degree, who go into the field that you want to go into, how much are they making? Are they making more than the living wage? Do they have gainful employment where they're making $61,000 and above, so that at least you know for sure you'll be able to keep a roof over you and your child's head, that you'll be able to pay for your necessities, the bills, the food, the clothing, everything that you and your child needs? Is that degree gonna open the doors for the job you need, that's gonna give you gainful employment, that can secure a living wage, that can secure you a home to make the quality of your life better? That's how you decide what degree you're going to pursue. When I say trend, what I'm saying is that we can sort of gauge that if this was the census results between the years 2010 and 2016, then it would follow that the trend would continue on that trajectory. The trend would continue on that trajectory, right? So we would expect that, let's say for instance, this year, employment increases would also fall into that same growth pattern or into a similar growth pattern, which we won't know for sure until the census that covers this year is released. This article I found on the labor statistics regarding workers in NYC that do not hold a bachelor's degree. What I find interesting about this particular article is that it's saying a little more than 50% of NYC's workforce are not bachelor degree holders. So this would go against the point that I'm making, which is that as a single mother, you should go and pursue your bachelor's degree because it will make you more employable, right? So when you look at it on face value, it would seem that, well, you have a 50-50 chance either way if you have or do not hold a bachelor's degree. But when you really read the article, you see that yes, indeed, okay, let's say that 51% of NYC's workforce do not hold bachelor's degrees, right? What's really happening in that instance is that those people who make up that 51%, or a little bit more than half of the workforce, they're getting employed with positions where the salary is less than those people who actually do hold bachelor's degrees. Another correlation is also that the higher earning jobs, the jobs with the highest dollar amount salary, is where the job is focused in an office setting. So you're working as an administrative assistant, you're working in the medical offices, but you're like administration, clerical, and that nature. And ultimately, the biggest thing that this article does mention and sheds light on is, yes, if you don't have a bachelor's degree, you will still be employable. However, you have to go in with your eyes open that you're still going to be competing with candidates who are bachelor's holders. So it would make sense, going back to my point now, that to make yourself a marketable candidate for any position, you have the highest qualification that they're asking for, that the employer is asking for. Put those two articles together. I'm not discouraging you, right? If you decide it's best for you right now not to pursue the bachelor's degree, I would say the next best thing is to focus on getting more experience in the field, networking with the people who you're working with, getting more experience, right? So networking and getting more experience, and then that could help build the foundation for you for when you are ready to get your bachelor's degree. Ultimately, get your bachelor's degree because it makes you a more employable candidate. Even if you are considering entering your specific industry without a bachelor's degree, know that those who have bachelor's degrees will get paid more for positions, right? Because they're more qualified. You'll be competing with people who have bachelor's degrees. So to make yourself a better candidate, you should consider having a bachelor's degree. Also, another point to make as to why you should consider getting your bachelor's degree and pursuing higher education is because, let's say you do get an opportunity presented to you where you can get a position in the industry that you want without your bachelor's degree. You will put in so much work, let's say for 2 years, after 2 years, an opportunity for advancement in that job presents itself, right? So there's a promotion going on. Who are they going to be considering for the promotion? What qualifications do they need? So here you would be putting yourself in a situation essentially where, yes, you were able to get a job in your field without a bachelor's degree, but now you've put in the work for the 2 years. There's a promotion happening and they're looking for someone to promote. You are a good candidate. You're a wonderful employee. You work hard. And the one qualification that sets others apart from you is that they have a bachelor's degree, or they have a degree higher than a bachelor's degree. So always put yourself in the best position possible to get more opportunities, to secure your family's financial interest. So go and get that bachelor's degree. So now I have talked and talked and talked your ears off about why you should pursue your higher education as a single mother, right? And yes, I am not denying that it will be a lot of hard work, but you are a single mom. You are not a stranger to hard work. This hard work will pay off in the long run. You can do it. You got this. I believe in you, and I believe in you, and deep down you believe in you. Just have faith in yourself. Now, if I've convinced you and you want to know the next steps to how to go about applying for college, I have created a list for you. If you are a woman who has indeed completed her high school degree, so you're holding a Regents diploma or a high school diploma, whatever the name is that they have for it nowadays, well, basically the diploma you get after you graduate from the 12th grade, you can start off with the steps that I'm about to say. Or, in the other route, if you are an immigrant or you are a high school dropout, you can go this route. You can get your GED, study for your GED, pass the GED, and then once you have your GED or your high school diploma, starting from that level is what follows next, and I'm going to list them. So first, you will go to your phone. Open up your maps and type in colleges near me. Depending on your grades, you would probably, if your grades are lower, then you'd probably go for a community college. If your grades are higher, you are on honor roll and things of that nature, then you can go for CUNYs, city colleges, or you can go for SUNY state colleges. This is if you are in New York City or in New York State. I would say to start off, because applications for college can be costly. So to start off, depending on what your finances look like, you can select 4 schools to start with, right? And make a list of those 4 schools. Go onto those 4 school websites and see and find the apply button. If you can't find it, find the phone number or find an email address to the administration's office within those schools. Contact someone in the administration's office so that they can run you through how exactly to apply to these schools. And also remember to ask that person when the due dates are for the applications to matriculate into the school in the in the fall of the year that you intend to go. Also, before you even contact the school, when you're looking on the website, decide what undergrad program you intend to pursue within the school. Different schools sometimes offer different programs, offer different concentrations. Read them through, see what interests you, see in the long run which one could benefit you and your family financially the best. Meaning, like when you get out into the workforce, which degree would translate into the amount of money you need to sustain the quality of life you desire for you and your child. Always remember, even if you were to select a major that you're not very sure about where you stand with it, you can select the major, apply to this school, and when you get in, you always have the option of, if you see within the first year you're not really, you aren't really interested in that specific subject anymore, you can always go through the process of getting another major, getting another minor, another focus, so that you can make your degree worthwhile. There are some colleges that offer this option where you can create your own degree, which is a beautiful option. If you can't really find anything there, once you get into the school, there's a whole new avenue that opens up to you. So first, you will apply to the school, you will pay your application fees, you will submit your character essay, you will get your 3 letters of recommendation, which means when you're in school or when you're in that GED program, you're working your hardest, you're making the best connections so that you can have 3 references, 3 strong references that really can help support your application and strengthen your applications. Send in your supporting documents like your grades, SAT scores, school transcripts. When you're thinking about the recommenders, right, for your recommendation letters, think of your school principal, your teachers that had a profound effect on you, your guidance counselors, the leaders within your school program. Also, don't forget, once you've gone through all of the application and you've completed your application process, contact the school again and ask them what scholarships they're offering for students that are matriculating in. Figure out the qualifications for those scholarships and apply. Once you've finished applying, and you've gone through the entire application process, you've finished applying to scholarships, you've gone through that process, then you start receiving, prepare yourself to receive some no's and prepare yourself to receive some yeses. When you receive those no's, you take them, you ask, maybe you contact the school administration again and you ask them, if they can give you some insight as to how you can improve your candidacy for matriculation into their school or for acceptance into their school. When you receive a yes, just be happy, be proud of yourself. This is the first step to the new beginning of your life. Really don't take it for granted. Really enjoy the acceptance letter, frame the acceptance letter and keep it so that it's a reminder of this one small accomplishment that you've made towards the bigger picture in your road to higher education. And once you receive that yes, just know I'm giving you a big and huge congratulations. Single mama, go after higher education. Get yourself a bachelor's degree, get yourself a master's degree, get yourself a PhD in whatever field really fulfills you and your heart, and that will set you up for success in your career, in your life, set your family up for success, right? And remember these 2 things. Believe in your ability to learn. Never forget, you are intelligent, you can learn. You have a lot of resources at your disposal. You have a lot of people willing to help you. You can learn. Believe in yourself, trust yourself, know that you can do anything that you put your mind to. And of course, keep your enthusiasm for learning alive. Always, always just keep learning more, keep growing, always keep becoming a higher, more intelligent version of yourself. Because when you become a higher, more intelligent version of yourself, your children are watching that growth, your family members are watching that growth, and you are taking your family up to a higher level. You're setting the example for what it is to reach higher goals. You're leading by example for your children. And so there's nothing more I want more for you as a single mom than to continue to pursue higher education. Go all the way, push yourself, challenge yourself, succeed. Get all the degrees your heart desire. Get all the degrees that will make the difference in your salary, in your income, for you, for your child, for your household. I wish you the best. And if you need any help with your applications, just know that the Nahounha Haven for Minority Women Incorporated is here, and we do have a program that's specifically created to help any one of you single mothers who needs help applying for school, for employment, for any sort of application. You can bring it to us. You can schedule an appointment with us, and we will help you free of charge. See you next time.